Hello. This is weird for me, but I guess now I'm can have members and whatnot and do videos and whatnot for members. So here, this is the first one, an introduction. So Paul Crow Willis is my name. My Morning Improv is the name of the channel. Most folks just call me Crow. It's been a nickname of mine since I was a kid. Started off as derogatory because I'm loud, pretty much, and kind of stuck in the punk rock years because there were about 15 of us named Paul that hung around together. So we all had to have nicknames. So I was Paul Crow forever and ever, and eventually just became Crow. Yeah. So there's that. And yes, I build all these bases. Some people have referred to me as a luthier. I don't refer to myself as a luthier. I look at myself as I assemble these bases. I had this crazy base, which some of you may have seen, my old lightning bolt thing that was really worn out, and I wanted to learn. I didn't know crap about taking care of it, and I was terrible about taking care of it. I toured with it forever. I never had like a roadie or a tech or anything, and I just did what I could to keep it alive and put new pickups in when sweat would kill them, things like that. But so then it just got to a point where it was thrashed. So I needed to learn how to do it. And I also wanted to have some bass. Originally it was just going to be a bass that I could play like in my living room without fear of stabbing my wife or destroying the place, because that was a problem with the big basses. I'm used to it. I've moved around with it for most of my life, but it's a pain in the ass. That's why I call it the albatross. For you people who like to read, that's a reference to the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Go look it up. Learn some shit. But so I started building my own bases, assembling from parts is what I should say. The first one was this here, Iceman. I call it Frosty, and I'll do a video on everything I've done on that eventually. That's the first one. Thought it was going to be the only one, but man, it was a lot of fun. And that bass, because I didn't know anything about it, it was all Warmoth. I bought the body raw from Warmoth, just the coolest one that I thought that they made that I had any interest in, and neck and everything from Warmoth. And I told them, I wanted a pillow maple top on a mahogany and what pickups, all that nonsense, and bought everything from them actually on that first one, which is expensive. And it was raw. I wanted it raw. I figured I can at least tackle finishing it, which I did. I came up with a die. I used some Transtin. I made my own die, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into all that. I want to do a video on that thing. That was all Warmoth. But man, I fell so much in love with building it, and it sounded so good that I wanted to try to build another one, more bases. So, and that's what I did. So I just started. But I've messed with some other necks that I've bought, and the Warmoth necks are just the best there is, period. And they're better than the Fender necks. They're better than any of the necks you can get out there. So I've just stuck with Warmoth necks. I found Michael Rosser guitars on eBay, actually, and that's where I got the Thunderbird body, and that was my next one. And he made that, and they were really well. I think he used a CNC machine, really well made. It was raw mahogany when I got it. Once again, I did my own thing on that, but I really wanted a Meteora too, so I ended up finding this one. There's a black or the Silver Burst. It was just a body on reverb that didn't work. Nothing else. But so I got it, and I made this bass out of that. And blah blah. There's more and more. But now I've gotten so interested into making them that I'm trying to get the tools to start cutting my own bodies. I have some blanks and I probably won't get into making necks for a while because the Warmoth necks are so dang good. But my next project, which I'll share on here, which may be a while before I share on here, I may build another parts base actually before. But my next project is going to be, my next goal, I should say, is to start cutting out my own bodies, and making those. I really enjoy the finishing process. I really enjoy the setup process, and they sound pretty good, I think. And I've enjoyed playing them all. I play fretless. I've always played fretless. Since I was a kid, I've been playing for about 45 years. Started when I was about 12. A neighbor had like a band sort of thing, and they had a bass laying around, and I managed to piddle on that for a while before I finally got my first bass, which was a really terrible Sears thing, $50 Sears bass that I immediately took apart actually and pulled frets out of, because I just never really liked the whole sound of it. Then eventually I started playing a Rickenbacker that I'd bought for $250 from a local jazz bass player that wasn't using it, and I eventually took the frets out of it too. But I tried to play it fretted and be conventional there for a while when I was a kid. But once the frets were all worn out, it made a bunch of noise. There was no, I'm just getting rid of these things. I never really jibed with frets, I do play fretted bass, but I play weird on them. And I've shared at least one video of it, and I'll probably share some more. I built one recently, so I'd have a decent one around, because I've never actually owned a decent one. And it's fun. I like to piddle with the thing. I do it different. I play like chords and write strummy, goofy songs and stuff with them, so it's, it's not, I don't know whether it's the same sort of thing. I don't know whether anybody even interested in this sort of stuff. I just write songs with them, and it's fun to explore. But so here, I'll get into detail about more stuff as I go. I just want to do like an introduction, let everybody know who I am, what I'm doing. This is my house. People always ask about the bows. This is my living room. It's no big deal. I don't make the bows. I make arrows, but I'm not much of a woodworker. I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm going to build my own bodies and whatnot eventually. Working on it. Maybe one day I'll make bows too. A good friend of mine, South Africa, is Harvey Archery. His name is Warwick Harvey. He's made me 11 of these bows. There's a bunch of them that are vintage. Maybe sometime in one of these videos I'll make some stories about some of the bows too. But I plan to do stories on each of the bases that I've built, and on any of the bases that I might build in the future. I don't plan to put any improv stuff here, except for, just me goofing off doing this kind of bullcrap every now and then. But I don't want the page to change, the channel to change. I want it to stay the same old me, just loading up too many improvs in a day, and people are interested in that, and that's great, But if you want to get more for some reason, that's the whole point of doing this membership thing. That now that YouTube, the partner program, has made me a part of that. So yeah, because it takes time. So why not? I guess I'll have memberships and see if people are interested in this stuff. But yeah, so I figured I'd introduce myself somewhat. I'll get into more stories and more stuff later on. You're probably figuring out now why I was called Crow, because I'm loud and I don't shut up. But here it is. I'll show you a bit of my house just because it's fun. There, that's my roof. That's Luna. That's my little spirit dog partner. She goes with me everywhere. She elk hunts with me. She hangs out. It's Christmas time, so you see my tree. It's snowing outside. I do a lot of snowboarding. That's the wall of bows, whatnot. There's all the bases that I regularly pick up. And like I said, I'll do more stuff on it. Records. I got books, more bows. I can't see, so I'm probably confusing the crap out of everybody with all this. But hey, I'm low tech. You figured it out. I got a phone. I don't even have a microphone. That's how I record these videos. Right there. That little boss deal. Leaned against that coffee cup. That's how I usually record these videos. I got a rig and whatnot in my other room. I'll do more videos on that and show you when I do my rig. I got a couple of them, really. I'll do some stories on those. The effects that I use here and there. But hopefully you can deal with the fact that I'm a Luddite and I got a phone and don't know how to edit stuff. If I had editing software and things like that, I probably still wouldn't be able to figure it out. But as things progress, maybe if I actually make a little money here and there, maybe I can afford to buy something interesting and do a little bit more quality videos, or whatever. I don't know. I kind of like to keep it authentic and real and just what it is, because that's what it is, and this is what I do. I do have a band. People have asked. I live in Taos, New Mexico, up in the mountains. I have a band with Cullen Winter, who's a local guy who has been playing here for many, many years. Everybody knows him. He plays plays guitar and sings actually in a lot of surfy-ish rockabilly type music, Americana-ish, things like that. But people here didn't realize that he's been a trained jazz drummer his whole life. He played with Alan Dawson, studied with him, who taught with one of Tony Williams' teachers, studied, that was Miles Davis' bass player, drummer, this he's a great drummer. He's an amazing drummer, and he reached out to me via these improvs, actually, wanting to know if maybe we wanted to do something free and weird. So we started doing something, and eventually we added a saxophone player, Dan Daly, and a baritone saxophone, and we're a band like these videos. We just improv. 3 guys. We've all been playing a long time. We do our best to listen. That's we actually look for a name that might have something to do with listening or conversation, because that's what we're doing. Originally we were just doing it for each other, just a exercise, just listening, and trying to come up with music and feed off each other. Cullen would record them all every session. We turn those into records. Records in the digital form, of course, and what records are today, and and then started playing shows, and it's going pretty cool. We stick around up here. We may go out and travel some more. I'm from Austin originally. As an adult, I grew up in Arkansas, but I'm hoping to get do some shows down there and travel around with us a little bit. We'll see what's going on, but it's called Daily Winter Crow, which is just all of our last names, but it also sounds kind of cool. So if you're interested in that, you can search it on any platform. It's kind of an acquired taste. Some people call us chaos jazz, or someone recently, my favorite one is somebody referred to as the Finnegan's Wake of jazz. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. So, we're kind of all over the place. There's some noisiness, there's some weirdness. We're more of a live thing, really. And we put out recordings a lot. We've been together a year, and we've got 10 out there. I'm working on number 11 and 12 right now. One of them's all live show stuff, and the other one's one we just recorded yesterday. So we'll see on that too. And if you're ever interested in that, reach out to me or search Daily Winter Crow. But otherwise, hi. I appreciate you becoming a member of this channel if you've decided to do so. And I hope to answer questions and give more information and give you ideas about the basses and the builds. Any new bass I build, I'm gonna record it and put it up here. Any thing that might be interesting, anything that you might find interesting, I'm totally open for suggestions. But thanks for your time. Thanks for listening to my prattling, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.